Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Today, Rick Dones here from Interfaith Social Services in Quincy with details about their annual Feed the Hungry Gala. It's coming up next month. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, we've got sunshine and some filtered sunshine. It's 46 degrees right now, about as warm as it's going to get today with a mix of sun and clouds. Chilly night tonight, probably dipping below freezing under clearing skies. Lows tonight in the lower 30s. Not a terrible weekend coming up. Tomorrow will start out nice with some sunshine and milder temperatures, but rain moves in tomorrow night, continues overnight tomorrow night into early Sunday, and the clouds will clear on Sunday. We will have breezy conditions, a little bit warmer Sunday with highs in the lower 50s, and that wind will still be a factor on Monday with a mix of sun and clouds. It'll be colder too. Highs Monday only in the lower 40s. Look like some cold nights coming up next week. Again, we have partly sunny skies, 46 in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, the Quincy City Council is requesting that representatives from National Grid and Riley Brothers Construction of Stoughton appear before them to explain an incident back in October that left a Riley Brothers worker seriously injured. Councilor at Large Nina Liang wants to know why an underground electrical cable that was supposed to be turned off was live.
This employee is now still in the hospital weeks later fighting for his life. And it's something that could have been so much worse, but still in and of itself is something that is still completely unacceptable. And so I think it's important that we as a council and as a city holds these contractors accountable, and I think we're owed an explanation, right? Like, what's the training process? What was the person on site even instructed to do, right? The employees that are working for these contractors trust those supervisors to keep them safe. And again, this could have been an issue where our first responders could have been injured as well. And so just all around, it's like we can set the standards, but we need to make sure the contractors are meeting them. And a company as large as National Grid should not be one that we're concerned with. And again, it's unfortunate that this is not the first time that something has happened. And so I'm submitting this resolve to really call them to task and come and explain to us what the procedure and policy was leading up to this, what the training process was, what their process is working with their contractors, right? Like, what's the screening process when they bring on their contractors? We need to make sure, again, that whatever conditions we set forward for safety measures are being met.
Incident happened on the night of October 22nd on Southern Artery near Broad Street. Left the worker with some serious burns. Also knocked out power to the area for several hours. OSHA is investigating. Liang's resolution passed unanimously. However, Council President Ian Kane acknowledged that both companies can ignore their request. Well, veterans and spectators braved the icy wind during Quincy's annual Veterans Day parade and ceremony this past Tuesday. Veterans groups, youth groups, bands, including the Quincy North Quincy Marching Band, and color guards paraded from Quincy Center to the World War II Memorial at Marymount Park for the annual Veterans Day observance. The guest speaker, retired Army Sergeant Thomas Lester, spoke about losing a comrade to suicide from post-traumatic stress disorder.
I couldn't make sense of it. To a certain degree, I still can't make sense of it. Losing my friend Austin is to date the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Even as I stand before you now, I do so with a large and bottomless void in my heart that I don't suspect will ever be filled. Now, it's not lost on me that we're celebrating this day in November and not May, but I'd be remiss for a couple reasons if I didn't share Austin's story. For one, like Aiden Gunderson, he was a blue-blooded patriot. He loved this country. He loved serving this country. And he exhibited the highest quality characteristics that a day like Veterans Day can recognize. Secondly, I share his story as a desperate plea to any veteran listening right now. If you find yourself alone, staring at four walls that are closing in on you, reach out. If you feel like you're treading water with no land in sight, reach out. And while you may look out your window and see a nation divided, just know that we, as a veteran community remain strong.
Quincy Veteran Services Director Christine Cugini echoed Lester's plea to any veteran experiencing depression or loneliness to reach out for help. A new pocket park dedicated to President John Quincy Adams will be unveiled in Quincy Center tomorrow. Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch says it's long overdue.
This has been a long time in the coming, Joe. I know we've talked about it over and over. Both the plans and the acquisition of the property, the demolition of the property, and then the construction of the park. And then we were kind of holding off on the event in the hopes of getting a national speaker, but with the federal government shutdown and all, it just kind of messed things up dramatically. So at any rate, it's this Saturday at 11 o'clock. It's on the grounds of the Quincy Mutual Rare building. To me, it's the old Strand site, the old theater site, right on the corner. We'll have a tent. It's open to the public. We encourage people to come. Our own Dr. Ed Fitzgerald will be the keynote. Congressman Lynch will be speaking. But, John Quincy Adams' fingerprints are on an awful lot when you look at the diplomacy of our country. Arguably the greatest Secretary of State in our history. President, a congressman, a senator. I mean, he did it all. And he was brilliant, and he made his contributions, and we'll hear more about that Saturday. But, from many historians, he's been overlooked, although there's been more books written about him over the last few years. So we in Quincy don't want to forget him, and we want to really honor him in the way that we did his mother and father on the Common, as well as John Hancock. So he'll have his own spot there on the corner of Maple Street and Hancock Street. So really looking forward to that. I do hope that the public does come and enjoy.
The new park's located at the site of the former Acapulco's restaurant building, which the city took by eminent domain. Total cost of the project is $6.6 million. Well, the North Quincy Marching Band coming off a season that logged 26 awards in 29 days. The combined band and color guard participated in 6 contests, traveled over 300 miles across Massachusetts for competitions sponsored by the New England Scholastic Band Association and the Massachusetts Instrumental and Choral Conductors Association. The team earned 2 first-place awards, 2 second-place awards, a gold medal, a silver medal, and 18 caption awards. A Quincy 400 was the theme of the performances, recognizing Quincy's granite and shipbuilding industries and business entrepreneurs. The band and color guard has a combined 160 members, the largest in program history. Now, the South Shore YMCA has a new president. Trevor Williams has been named to succeed Paul Gorman when Gorman retires at the end of this year. Williams joined the Y back in 2020 as the chief operating officer. After 20 years of service to the Y organization, Board of Directors credits Williams with helping to guide the Y through the pandemic and with overseeing $21 million in capital improvement projects. Gorman is retiring after 16 years with the South Shore Y and 30 years with the Y organization. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, Rick Dones here from Interfaith Social Services. It's time for their Feed the Hungry Gala. We'll learn all about it next. Welcome back. It's kind of like the Super Bowl for Interfaith Social Services every year, their Feed the Hungry Gala. This year it's December the 5th, so it is coming up quick. Rick Dones here to give us a little information about this year's event and how you might be able to participate. Is that a good description, Rick?
That is an accurate description. It's been a crazy couple weeks building up to it.
Yes, yeah.
Like, this is already a crazy time of the year.
Right.
And with the SNAP food crisis, we have just seen such... luckily, things are getting better now.
Okay, I was going to ask,
Yeah.
before we talk about anything else, what is the current situation with SNAP? Yeah.
So, SNAP funds are flowing to people.
Okay.
But a lot of the people who were reaching out to help haven't needed to come to food pantries. So there's a lot of people. SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. So it's supplementing people's incomes. And there are some people who get that, and many people are able to just make do with that.
Okay.
There's a lot of people, especially those with larger families, who it's not enough,
Yeah.
and they need to come to food pantries in addition. So we were registering 4 times as many new clients. We were serving double the number of people we normally serve at the beginning of the month. It was pretty rough.
Pretty stressful.
Yeah.
I know folks were there was a lot of fear. People were afraid they weren't going to be able to feed their families, right?
They were rightfully
Yeah.
so. I got a call from a mom of a 2-year-old, a single mom,
Yeah.
who had no food in their home.
Oh, boy.
And they'd never been to a food pantry before. Her gratitude, letting her know about our food pantry and other food pantries in the area. She was just so grateful. She left her house right then to go get food.
Okay, yeah. So that
Yeah.
saved her in that situation, really. Yeah.
We're a safety net to a safety net.
Right.
SNAP is the safety net, and food pantries are the next one, and we were trying to sustain everybody for a couple weeks
Yes. Now, this is a temporary fix, right? It's only till the end of January.
there. Oh, I don't want to think about that.
Well, but I'm sure you are in the back of your mind, right?
Well,
Yeah.
we're thinking of that long term.
Yeah.
That we're looking for an additional building in Quincy.
Oh, really? Yeah,
So
you've talked
we
about this before. Actually.
we
yeah.
need another location for our food pantry, but there's so few locations available. We want to move our food pantry there. We want to get rid of the line of cars and walkers
Yes.
and have people be able to park and come in. So we're trying to stay in front of this increased need by looking for that additional space.
Okay. Do you have the food to fill a bigger space?
Yeah, actually, I mean, the Greater Boston Food Bank,
Yeah.
we've talked with them, and as soon as we find that space, they're able to start bringing in some of that additional food.
Okay. So I'm sure you're anticipating folks that did reach out for the first time may continue to do so in the future, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But this time of year is always, there's a lot of people who are new to the area
Yep.
and are reaching out for the first time. People who are struggling. A lot of the people who come to us are going through some sort of health crisis.
Okay.
And that's, that somebody had to stop working, they had to stop working, then they're struggling to make ends meet, they
Yep.
need to come to the food pantry.
Yep.
So especially those with kids looking for that help around this time of year with holiday gifts,
Yes.
that our food pantry and many of the others see an increase in need.
Okay. Of course, with the healthcare industry, we're looking at the possible loss of subsidies there as well.
Yeah, and
So,
anytime something like that happens, you'll see those changes. People might lose health care,
right.
and then, or it costs more for health care, and that forces them to come to food pantries.
Because it cuts into their food budget. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It makes the Feed the Hungry Gala all that much more important this year, right?
It definitely does. It's
yeah.
a whole different, I think it's hit home for a lot of people. We talk about the Feed the Hungry Gala where we are feeding hungry people, but we're also providing mental health counseling. We are doing homelessness prevention, and the funds from this gala support all of our programs, but our food pantry is our largest program.
Certainly, yeah.
But for many people, these issues have really hit close to home. They have loved ones who are struggling to pay for rent, who are on the verge of eviction, who they never knew were in need of emergency
Yeah.
food since this crisis happened.
Is it like 1 in 8, I think, Massachusetts residents, something like that?
I think it's 1 in 8 nationally. I think it's 1 in 6 in
1 in
Massachusetts.
6, okay.
Maybe I'm mixing those up.
All right.
Either way, it's a million people.
It's a million people.
A million people in Massachusetts depend on SNAP.
Yes.
And that's not counting people who are undocumented.
Yes.
If somebody is undocumented, they cannot get SNAP
Okay.
benefits. They are not utilizing that program, so they need to turn to food pantries to get that help
So
because
it's
there's
at
no other
least
way.
a million people, probably
At
more.
least a
Yeah.
million that are depending on SNAP.
Yep.
There are a lot more than that that need food pantries.
Okay. And there are 6 million people total in the state,
Right.
roughly.
So it must be 1 in 6.
It's 1 in 6.
Yeah, there we
So
go.
there you
All right,
go.
we figured
just
it out.
figured that out. Feed the Hungry is, I mean, it's fun that night, right?
Yeah.
It's all about entertainment and having a good time, but it's there's a deeper message as well.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
We hope people leave the event knowing more about what's going on in the community, the need that exists in the community, and a connection to it. There's so many people who see everything going on in the world and feel helpless. They see changes, they see policies that they don't agree with, they see need, and they feel like, what can I do? And coming to an event like this, being with a room full of people, being able to collectively do something together, there's an endorphin boost.
For sure.
It feels good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're helping. You literally are helping your neighbor.
That's exactly right.
You don't receive any government funding.
We used to.
Yeah.
And that got cut.
Right.
Now we get no government funding.
Right.
Yeah.
So truly, the money that's donated is definitely going through you to the people who need it the most. But
And that's directly, we don't get any federal or state funding. The city of Quincy is a partner.
Okay.
They support, the mayor and the city support our events, and we're really grateful for that support.
yes, that's super.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that night. It's Friday, December 5th. The
Yes.
Granite Links again?
Granite Links,
Okay.
they are the best partner. We love working with Granite Links.
Nice.
It's a beautiful room, beautiful venue, great food.
Yes.
I mean, it's called Feed the Hungry Gala.
Right.
So we have breweries coming in, we have wine tasting, we have a bunch of different restaurants. There's oysters, there's sushi from Fuji, there's Dottie's, there's
Soup to
Victory
nuts.
Point. There is.
Yeah.
There is a lot of options to choose from, and also we pay for a lot of food for Granite Links to provide as well.
Okay.
So they do a tasting station, but we have tons of past hors d'oeuvres, and it's you can't go away hungry
Yes.
at an event called Feed the Hungry.
That's right. And it's not sit down formal, right? This is like you're milling around having a good time. And
Cocktail style.
Okay.
That's what we call it.
Okay.
Where if you donate at a certain level, you get a reserve table.
oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we want to build that incentive in.
Okay.
So it's people who donate at a certain level get a table that they can sit at. But everybody else, I mean, it's very interactive.
Yeah.
It's trying out the foods. It's playing games. It's doing all of that fun stuff.
We have pictures from last year.
We do,
You can show
yeah.
folks if they had never been to give them a kind of a sense for what happens that night. So tell us what we're
Yeah,
looking at.
so I mean, like I said, we have breweries that are in the room. We have 3 different breweries this year that will be doing tastings.
Nice.
We also do a welcome cocktail and mocktail.
Okay, so for the
For those
non-alcoholic
I don't drink.
crew, yep, okay.
So I'm grateful for a mocktail. But yeah, really great local partners that are doing this.
Nice, nice. Let's take
Yeah.
another one here. See, we have some games. What's going on here?
We
Rick?
do. So this game is sponsored by Dunkin'.
Okay,
So it's Dunkin' for Ducks.
gotcha.
And we are grateful for the Carvalho brothers and sponsoring this event. That's one of our volunteers, Gail, showing somebody that they just won
Oh, all right.
a prize. So you go fishing for ducks, and if you turn one over and it's a winner, you'll get a $25 gift card or a $50 gift card.
Nice.
Or a nice bottle of wine.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so some nice gifts as well.
There is, and it's many local businesses that
Folks
support.
enjoying. Looks like
Yeah.
a festive atmosphere in the background there too with the lighting.
Very festive, and
Yeah.
you'll see they have blinky necklaces on.
Okay.
So the necklaces that they're wearing, that's one of the games we do, and the winner gets a $500 gift card.
What?
So that is it's a good prize.
All right.
And it's our board of directors that sponsors that every year.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple more here.
So this is Katie. She is putting ornaments on the giving tree.
Giving tree,
Every one of those ornaments represents a gift for a child.
Okay.
But people pick up the ornament. They pay $25 for the ornament.
Okay.
They pick it up, and if they win, they get a prize. If not, at least they purchased a gift for
Oh.
one of the kids in our food pantry.
Oh, how do you win on this?
So we have all, if you look behind Katie,
Yes.
the ornaments are sitting behind her, and when you pay to play the game,
Yes.
you get to flip one over.
Oh, and
and
it tells you-
50% of them say winner.
Gotcha.
And you get one of the prizes.
Okay. Well, you've really put a lot of thought into this.
Well, we spend all year. This is our most important night of
Right,
the year.
obviously.
So we really put a lot of effort into it. We work with an event planner.
Okay.
But the auction is one of our cornerstone pieces of the event. Local businesses donate. Local individuals donate. And this year they put together a Rick's Picks package. So I said, these are my favorite things.
Oh.
So somebody can win a Costco gift card.
Okay.
Because that's one of my favorite places to go.
Okay.
Lego gift card, a Lego set, just a few of the things I like. But we have hotel stays, casino stays. We have sports tickets. Actually, right now, we have our raffle that's open for Patriots tickets.
Oh, really? Okay.
The game occurs before the event.
Oh.
So we're raffling off some really good seats, some Patriots
I
tickets.
see a nice Bruins jersey there that caught my eye in the background.
Yeah,
So, okay.
every year we have a great selection of stuff.
Super. Yeah. What do you know? What game it is? What Patriots game?
What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Patriots game? What Pa They'll have to go to our website. People have to go to our website and go to our Feed the Hungry Gala page, and then they can bid on it or join our email list.
Is there a live auction also?
So these are people who are bidding.
Oh, I see.
Those people are raising their paddle saying, I'm going to donate.
Ah, okay.
So it's called a Fund the Need or a paddle raise.
Gotcha.
And we get up there and we talk about the different programs that we do, and we quantify it, where we say, with $10,000, this is what we can do.
Yes.
With $100, this is what we can do.
Okay.
And people know that, like, whatever they're passionate about, they can raise their paddle and they can donate for that specific
If it's
thing.
the food pantry, if it's the counseling center, if it's
Exactly.
the thrift shop, or
Exactly. If it's-
fuel assistance,
Yep.
housing.
I mean, homelessness prevention is our big.
Okay.
It's one of the areas that's grown so much.
Yeah.
And so many people who are facing homelessness have to come to the food pantry, whether they're being evicted or not.
There's a bigger picture going on than just we need some food, right?
It's interconnected.
There's a reason.
Yeah. The
sure.
lack of affordable housing is causing more people to come to food pantries.
Sure. And there's entertainment as well.
There is live music. We
Yes.
have great bands that perform every year. We have, it's really fun. It's a fun time.
How many folks are you expecting this year?
We sell out every year.
Okay.
So if people are interested in going, they should go to our website and buy a ticket.
Okay.
Because right around Thanksgiving, that week before the event, we're looking at it building up to that week. And once we hit, in years past, we've said about 350, 375. We're allowing it to get up to 400.
Wow, okay.
Once it hits 400 people, we're going to turn it off on the website.
Okay.
And then people will just have to make a donation.
Okay, I was just
to
going to say you
support our
can
efforts.
donate anytime,
Yeah,
certainly.
absolutely.
And do both, right? You
Yeah.
can donate and go that night, or just donate, or just go that night.
Everybody can.
Yeah.
They're not, galas are not for everybody,
Right.
and we recognize that
Yeah.
because people don't like to listen to live music and eat good food. But there are people who can't go or they're out of town, and they can support our efforts. And just one of the things I wanted to say
Yeah.
is a thank you to everybody in Quincy and throughout the South Shore who sustained us during these past few weeks during the SNAP crisis.
Did they reach out right away?
We had such an influx of donations while we were seeing the increase in demand, and it allowed us to keep bringing in fresh produce, keep bringing in eggs, to be able to tell our food pantry manager, you don't have a budget, just keep going.
Gotcha.
Reaching out to local, other local vendors, food vendors that have kept us supplied. We couldn't have done it without all the donations we've received.
That's wonderful, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you have a lot of sponsors for Feed the Hungry you'd like to talk about, right?
We do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, our biggest is Arbella.
Okay.
Arbella has been one of our biggest supporters for many years, and we couldn't survive as an organization, as long as we have without them. Not
Wow.
only their financial donations, but their volunteers.
Yes.
They send volunteers every month, and they're going to be at the office this next week packing bags for Thanksgiving distribution, because we'll be distributing Thanksgiving meal packages to 1,700 households.
Wow.
In that week before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And so it's a community effort to make that happen.
Excellent. About how much does Feed the Hungry raise, Rick?
So Feed the Hungry, our goal is 400,000.
Wow. Okay.
And we go into the room starting that event every year, and we still have another couple $100,000 that we need to raise.
Okay.
And so it's all of those people raising their paddles, all the games people are playing.
Yes.
That's what puts us over and helps us reach our goal.
Okay, so that's a crucial event then, for sure.
It's a
Yeah.
crucial event, and it doesn't work unless people are there.
Do you know how many years now this has been?
We're going on 30 years
Wow.
that we've been doing that event.
Okay.
Maybe even more.
Is that right?
I don't remember.
Well, Interfaith's only been around for, 75? So
Yeah, yeah.
So at least
No,
at least
it's
30.
going on 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Long time.
Long time, yeah. After Feed the Hungry, it's all about the holidays, right?
After Feed the, well, yeah, and even right now, by the time we will help 1,300 children for the holidays this year.
Okay.
And so we depend on sponsors from the community to purchase those gifts for those kids. Houses of Worship will do toy drives, they'll do giving trees, bring those gifts in. So it is an amazing community effort to see that happen every year.
That's great. Again, there's a separate website just for Feed the Hungry, right? So
Yeah,
folks
but
go
they can
there.
link to it right from, if they go to
your main-
interfaithsocialservices.org, they can go on there and find out about other ways to help out.
Certainly.
Whether it's volunteering or donating food or donating clothing or household goods. We do it all except for furniture
Yes.
and baby items.
Okay.
Baby items like high chairs and things like
They
that.
expire, actually, right?
They do.
Yeah.
There's legal constraints where you can't resell them. And also, our thrift shop is a boutique-style store,
Mm-hmm.
so we just don't have space for couches and beds and things like that.
Okay, you'll need a bigger building for that pretty soon.
Yeah, working on it. We're working on it.
I'll just give you a call, right, as well.
Yeah, anybody out there
Right.
that has suggestions for space
Yes.
for an addition for our food pantry, let me know.
Okay.
Because it's a tough market out there right now, finding somewhere to go.
Yeah,
and-
there's a lot of residential, not a whole lot of commercial.
Right.
At
Right.
least in the immediate area, right? But you want to stay in Quincy, I'm assuming.
Well, we need to.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where our clients are.
Sure.
We don't want to abandon our clients. And so we are looking for somewhere here in Quincy where we can go.
And near public transportation.
Yeah.
Is key.
And we are keeping our building.
Okay.
This is an additional location where we will relocate our food pantry.
Gotcha. All right. Good to talk to you, Rick, as always. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Hope
Thank
you have a
you.
very successful events again this year.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And same to you. And look for Rick's picks.
That's right. Amongst many other packages.
Okay.
I'm the most excited about that one. I hope my wife is bidding on it.
Thanks again. Just enough time. Check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Kind of what you see is what you get. Mix of sun and clouds, mid-40s this afternoon. Chilly night tonight. Could have a hard freeze in some locations down to the lower 30s. Nice tomorrow. Rain tomorrow night, overnight into early Sunday. Then the wind picks up after that. Very November-like forecast into next week as well. Thanks again to Rick Doan for stopping by from Interfaith Social Services.
Thank you.
Thank you to our crew, and thank you for watching. On Monday, we're going to learn about the American Chinese Christian Educational and Social Services Agency. It's called Access. They're expanding from Boston into Quincy. We'll get their story coming up. Please check our website anytime. That's qatv.org. You'll find all of our latest programs, along with news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and much more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.